maybe rename the podcast The Boys.
The boys.
If I was one of the boys, who would I be?
The boys.
You be A-Track.
A-Train.
A-Train is not one of the boys.
I'm A-Train, baby.
A-Train's
boys
one of the
are
7.
Thank you, right? The boys are the other guys.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're
What's that guy's name? Mother's Milk?
You
Yeah,
be Huey.
motherfucker.
You be Huey.
You'd absolutely be Huey. Oh, you fucker.
I'd be Frenchie.
Armando would be Butcher.
so angry.
Oh my god.
All the time.
Fucking bitch. Shut the fuck up, you fucking bitch.
Damn, that's perfect.
Yeah.
It works out perfectly.
Yeah, he's Butcher for sure. So wait, does that make him the black dude?
Yeah, he's
Mother's
Mother's
Milk.
Milk, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Mother's Milk.
Yeah.
I can see it.
He just wouldn't be talking.
Nah,
Nah,
man.
Oh
That
yeah,
was-
yeah. I could definitely see it. The way he's
You-
like, yeah, baby. Yeah, sweetie.
He
Wait,
wouldn't do
I
that.
forgot about that part. I'm not Mother's Milk.
He wouldn't do that.
Everyone was cracking. Everyone.
All right, it started. Obviously, we're already talking about it.
Welcome to another episode of Popcorn Heroes.
Yeah, yeah.
With me, as always, Pedro.
Hello, hello.
Back for the first time, Mike.
Hey.
And today, guys, we're reviewing Amazon's show, The Boys.
The boys.
Le Boys.
And like always, guys, we're going to give a quick synopsis of the show, jump into our short spoiler-free review, and then we'll jump into spoilers.
Whatever you were trying to say.
Right. All right, I'm going to do a real quick summary of this. It pretty much is in the world of where superheroes are out and about and they're celebrities and they're all fucking assholes for the most part. So then
They're
you
people.
got they're people.
That's
Assholes.
what made the show so great. It's
Yeah.
like these
They're-
are regular people with regular
Right.
flaws.
Yeah, they pretend to be Superman, but they got all the flaws that everyone does. And yeah, greed and all that good stuff. And then you have this group that they pretty much just called the boys, and they're the ones that are supposed to keep the heroes in check.
Right.
Either kill them, beat them up, whatever the fuck. So that's pretty much the gist of it without getting into spoilers.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
And so let's jump into our spoiler-free review. Mike, let's, hit it off. What do you think? 1 out of 5.
Probably, as far as first seasons go, probably the best first season I've seen for like a superhero show. Amazing. I'd probably go like a 4.5. It was really good, and I was
Yeah.
like glued to watching these episodes. The characters were great. The way they portrayed, it just seemed like I've never seen a better representation of what superheroes would look like in real life.
Right.
Just seeing how big assholes everyone was for the most part, it was really good.
Everyone.
Yeah, I guess they've been doing it so long. After a while, you just become jaded to all the bullshit you've had to
Yeah.
deal with. It had the right amount of comedy. The effects were amazing for a show.
For a show, they were really good. Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
it felt like a movie at times.
Yeah, yeah.
Watching
Yeah, for
some of
sure.
the episodes, especially some of the action scenes.
I could agree with that.
The actors were all really good, which is surprising because especially like A-Train I liked, and I just maybe like the other day saw him in Shaft, and he was horrible in
He
Shaft.
is the son.
He's the son?
He's the 3rd generation Shaft. Wow, I knew you looked familiar.
How was Shaft?
Shaft was good.
But he was terrible.
He was terrible in Shaft. I thought he was a horrible actor, but he was really good as A-Train.
Yeah. Probably the script, I guess.
Yeah, probably, or maybe he's gotten better because that was way after Shaft.
Probably, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, overall, it was really, really, really good. I can't wait for the second season.
Yeah. Pedro, what do you think?
I'm actually going to give it the same. I'm going to give it a 4.5. It's not a perfect season,
Nah.
but it's really good. Like, I wanted to watch the episodes back to back. The only reson why I only watched the first, I know you guys are giving me shit about it. I only watched the
we're
first.
like, damn, they take forever.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I only saw the first because I was watching with my family and they were taking forever. But then I was like, fuck this. And honestly, as soon as I saw the second episode, that's it. I just kept powering through it.
Yeah.
It was freaking really good. And the characters were believable. Everyone was an asshole, but at the same time, they still had something that still made them likable. Like they were,
You can see why they're assholes.
yeah, they were
It's
all,
not-
they were all likable assholes. There was some aspect that they would add into each of them. Where like, you know what?
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, you're not like, oh, I hate you so much. No, it's like, you know what? You suck, but you're enjoyable to watch on screen.
Yeah.
And
there's no character you just hate.
and everyone playing as the boys was even good. I thought Huey, the main character, was going to be like the most annoying, but even he had his moments. Like, okay, he's that one in the group, but
Yeah.
it's still enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, they all played to like their character like archetype.
Yeah, they were all exactly. They were all like a good ensemble cast. Like they all had their points. There wasn't two of the same character essentially or any of that.
No.
But yeah, the cast was great. Yeah, the acting, the effects were great. The humor, the dark comedy part of it was really good.
Yeah.
It would get gory, it would get fucked up, and you just have to laugh. And you're like, shit, I'm laughing at this part. So yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I can't wait for season 2.
Once again, I agree with you guys. 4.5. Yeah. And it's funny. I was coming in thinking I'm gonna give it a 4, but I don't really have any negative things to say about it. It's just not really like, I don't know. That 5 is like, you know, like
5 is perfection.
yeah,
5 is Breaking Bad to me.
yeah. So like that's why like.
That's
Because
yeah,
I feel like,
early.
because like, if I think about 4, I think about like I have some negative things to say, but I really don't though. Like overall, the show is.
I have a nitpicker too, which I'll tell you later, but it
Yeah.
really is just me looking for something.
Yeah, I really don't have anything, because the thing is like, from what the show is, it's just even like, yeah, some of the things are predictable, but when it happens and the way it happens, I'm like,
They
oh
do it,
shit,
They do it with style.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's not cheesy, it's not like even when the gore is there, it kind of like when there's like heavy gore, I'm like, oh snap, like I didn't see this coming, like
right.
you know, and it's not like gore to be gross or over the top. It's just the right amount that it's not like gross or like off-putting. And yeah, I agree. The acting is on point. Everybody, even like the typical, you know, like kid doesn't want to do all this stuff or whatever. The main character, it's like,
Yeah.
I get you. Like,
Yeah, it's the hero's journey.
yeah.
But it makes, I don't know, it makes more sense.
It makes sense. It makes sense. And I like where everything is going so far. Like every little plot that they had wasn't wasted. Like there wasn't an episode that I'm like, oh wait, this shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is dragged on too long. Like, nah, it makes sense. And they sprinkled in, not even just for the superheroes, even for like, because technically the boys are the villains.
Technically.
Yes.
Even though as you're watching the show, you're rooting for them
Right.
because they are like,
Yeah, they're the protagonists, but
They're
Yeah.
supervillains.
They're
super
super
villain.
villains.
Yeah, that's right.
basically. And even like you understand the superheroes, but more importantly, you understand like the boys and like why, for the most part, they want to be on this journey.
right. They all got a bone to pick.
Yeah. So it's very fascinating to figure out like why is everyone in it.
Yeah.
So that's also a nice like touch to it. But yeah, 4.5. So let's jump into spoilers. Overall, guys, if you haven't watched the show yet, please watch it. It's a great show. It's one of those shows I would love them to do a second season. I'm not sure if it's greenlit yet.
It's greenlit.
It is.
awesome. And
it got greenlit before the premiere.
it's funny
So
because
the pilot was that good.
I don't really watch Amazon shows, and Netflix has a like over saturation of shows. Like it's just too overabundance of shows.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
hard to
let's
keep
start
up.
20 shows on
Yeah.
Friday, and then you
Yeah.
cancel 15 of them.
Exactly.
So it's like,
and most of them aren't. Most of them are like not good. And there's like it's like
There's a lot of shit on that. Like
Yeah.
the more I watch like Netflix original shit, the more I realize, man, they got a lot of shit on here that's not good.
Yeah.
yeah,
they just throw shit on the wall until something sticks.
yeah. So like
But
It
these
makes
guys,
sense. They're trying to. They have to keep up with all these other services that are about to come out and that have like established back catalogs.
yeah, and that they're gonna leave Netflix. It makes
so
sense. It's like,
they have. They're doing whatever
you
they
have
can.
to, yeah. But the thing is, make quality because people are gonna stay for quality.
this is quality.
And that's the thing. Amazon so far, like I haven't watched all of their shows, but I've seen Royal Oaks, which is like one of their first coming out shows.
Okay.
That was decent. I saw the Marvelous Miss Maisel,
Yeah.
which is great.
Maisel's one of the best.
And then this is like another like fantastic show.
Hannah was pretty good too.
yeah.
I gotta watch Hannah next.
So
I'm really excited for that.
they got their stuff, and they got the Lord of the Rings one coming out.
Yeah, so like I like honestly like the Amazon doesn't have enough content, so I always stick to Netflix. But yeah, man, like overall, The Boys and Marvelous Miss Maisel is like, in my opinion, like even the production is better than whatever anything Netflix has, production wise.
especially when we were. I know Mike was comparing it a lot to Umbrella Academy. Yeah,
This show is like I said, everything Umbrella. Okay, everything I thought it was gonna be. Everything it should have been.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So yeah, let's jump into the spoilers, guys. Like I said, if you haven't watched it, go ahead and come back if you have. So yeah, what do you guys think of Huey, the main character, and his journey basically to being part of the boys?
I liked it. I'm going to compare it to the comic a little bit because I read like the first like 10, 11 issues. And the comic is, I've told you guys already, but the comic is pretty much raunchy just for raunchy's sake. It's like shock factor. So everybody acts like extra ridiculous. The gore is over the top. Like shit happens and it's like, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
Like there's a part in the comic where like Huey like craps inside of like Tech Knight's like cave, which is supposed to be like the Batman or whatever. And it's
Right.
like, there was no point to that. And I'm like, there's no... It wasn't even that funny.
It sounds like it's just for shock.
Yeah, it was like shock factor. So you see Huey in the comic doing like shit where I'm like, I get you're traumatized, but you're doing weird shit for like weird shit's sake.
Yeah.
So it was nice to watch the show and see a humanized version of him. Like, yeah, he's going through shit, and he did have his moments where he like bursted with like vengeance and violence, and then he'll like double back and oh my god, what have I done? You know, like which makes sense for someone that's in shock and suffering.
Yeah,
from
because you
things.
can
Yeah.
tell like he's still suffering from what happened.
Yeah,
he's still trying to
he pretty
process
much
it.
has like PTSD at this point.
Exactly. He had that
Yes.
moment where he's like, yeah, fuck you. And then he pulls the trigger. And then he's like, okay. And then he starts, oh shit, this guy had a family. Oh shit, this and that. And that's when he starts
Yeah.
regretting it. So
Yeah.
it starts making sense. They didn't just make him like, yeah, I'm already Billy at this point. Like I'm Butcher, like cold blooded. No,
Yeah, no.
he's not.
Yeah, and
They humanized him good. He wasn't too annoying.
no, I mean,
Usually hero characters like that annoy the
Annoy,
shit
yeah.
out of me.
I went into it as soon as I saw the first episode. I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna be a pain in the ass. But no, he was still likable.
It all made sense.
Because usually they're like reluctant to do whatever it is that they're there to do, and they're like, "No, I can't do this. I can't
Right.
be that guy." But he was down for the ride for the most part.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you can't do that. Oh, I can't do that. Yeah, you can. All right, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Yeah,
like that's
like-
pretty much how he did.
He was kind of, especially like,
Yeah, you're gonna blackmail this guy. What? I've never You're gonna blackmail him. All right, I guess I'm a blackmailer.
yeah, like
Yeah.
He's just a pushover.
yeah, pretty much. And like the
You're gonna
gore,
be a worthless cunt your whole life.
like the gory scenes of like his girl dying, I was like, oh shit! Like when his girl,
That scene was. Oh, I really wish it had been ruined for me in the trailer.
I didn't see it coming because
that
I didn't.
scene was so good.
I
Yeah.
didn't watch the trailers, and so I was like, "Oh shit, that is insane!" Like, because I thought,
See, I wanted that moment where you're watching the show and like,
How dare you
what
be
the fuck just happened?
yeah,
It was so funny when he started talking about, oh, the last words I ever said to her was, how dare you besmirch Billy Joel. And then just, it's like, damn, that fucking sucks. Like, that's what you're still thinking about. That's the last
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, that's the thing. I guess in some comics, like they touch on, but like the casualties of like just superheroes being superheroes, like that's a real thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like if they did like for like Batman vs Superman or whatever? Which one? Yeah, he's going through all the fucking buildings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then you see everyone.
People, like,
Which they
die.
kind of showed a little bit in the beginning of Batman vs. Superman. They showed that the Zod battle had casualties.
Yeah.
So we saw that, but this really focused, especially like their AA meeting or whatever it was. where
Yeah, how all these people, man, that fucking the black guy,
the black
Jesus,
I'm like-
how do you live after that? Oh, no,
He was like, yeah, she froze. And I'm like, damn.
is that? It can't be painful because it's frozen now.
I mean,
Doesn't that freeze like the nerve endings?
yeah, but it's going to thaw out eventually.
You better take your ass to the hospital for that. Oh my god,
No, it
you
broke
can't
off.
pull it. You can't pull it back out.
It broke off.
All right, they can reattach it if it's frozen, right?
I don't know.
Broke into shattered into pieces. He said it broke inside of her.
He didn't say it shattered into pieces though. I thought it just
He
like
said
snapped
broke. Yeah,
in
you
one
said it
clean
snapped
piece.
off. But,
Oh,
but if something gets too
If it
cold,
shattered into pieces, that's crazy.
yeah, but if something gets so cold like that, like frozen solid, then it's like dead.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, like-
yeah,
like-
that. You know, at
it's
that temperature,
Yeah, like frostbite. That's it. It's dead.
it's dead.
dead.
But
Damn.
but that was one of the things where I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's the shit you can never see in a Marvel movie,
Yeah,
a DC
and
comic.
it's one of those things that you are clearly like, you know, these like fucking Superman like banging Lois Lane. Like, how is she not dead? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a it's a thing that we think about as like, you know, us being like people and knowing
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But it's good that they show it.
Yeah.
Even when
They did show that Catwoman character sitting on this dude's face and his head just like gets smashed
Jesus.
like a pumpkin. I was like, well,
and that's the thing,
Fucking with superheroes.
The gore is there's a lot of it, but it's warranted. It doesn't make it makes sense for what's happening.
Yeah.
oh, for sure.
You know, like even like when I was fully hooked, because the first episode I'm like, this is pretty good. The second episode when Chad Lucen died, when he got blown up,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'm in. Like I'm totally in, because I was just like, I thought he was gonna let him go.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, oh, he's a little bitch. He's gonna let him go.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. After that happened, I was like,
I thought the same thing. I'm like,
So-
oh, he's gonna be a little bitch. No, boom. boom.
Yeah, I did
Because he
expect him to do
realized
that.
he's getting played. Like he's clearly like getting like
Even I think I don't know. The PTSD just caught up with me. Like, you know what? Fuck this shit.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't get A-Train, but I can get you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. All those villains, those 7, were likable. The only one that they never focused on was
The quiet one.
the quiet one. They just had him play piano at the end real quick.
Which quiet
He's
one?
the one that's in the black suit. He doesn't say anything.
Oh yeah, they never focused on him at
Yeah.
all.
And he's the nicest one. As far as we know, he doesn't do anything.
It was so funny. I was laughing at the part. Damn, I'm trying to remember what his name. I'm trying to look up his name right now.
yeah, he doesn't do anything. He's like
Something
the
noir,
nicest
something
out of
like
all of
that? I
them.
don't know.
Black Noir.
Black Noir.
So there's a part where he calls in the meeting, and then and Homelander starts yelling at everybody. You're all fucking nuts. Not you, Black Noir. Keep it up. You've been doing good. And I'm like, he's done nothing the whole
Nothing,
time.
the entire show.
I mean, the only thing he did
Is
was
he
he
in the
fucked
comics?
up. He fucked up the female. That was the only thing he did. Like he
Yeah.
fucked her up,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
he,
shit.
oh, he didn't kill her, right?
Yeah, he pretty much sliced her up, and he
Yeah.
killed her, but she could heal. She Wolverined it out. But I was like, oh shit, this guy could really fight. I thought he was just like, you know.
I thought he was like the Batman character.
Is
but
he in the
told me-
comic or not?
Yeah, he's in the comic, but I mean, from what I got to, he didn't really show up.
So he's still like
so
the same.
he's also So I'm like, I don't know if that's a joke because that's how he's in the comic. I didn't get that. It's 50 issues, and I'm only on like 11. So
Oh, that's a lot.
yeah, I'm pretty early in. But yeah, he wasn't showing up.
I did want to see more of him, but that's a small nitpick.
yeah,
Everyone they focused on, like the 7, they all had their distinct personalities. Man, just from the beginning, where what's his name, the Deep,
The
where he fucks the girl over.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I'm like, all right, this isn't gonna be your average superhero show.
Yeah. And you know what? That guy was a prick. Totally terrible. But
Yeah.
there was something likable about him when he started getting into Aquaman mode.
Yeah, because it's
Trying-
so sad.
He's mostly a prick though.
He's the most
Oh,
pathetic person on the team.
He's completely pathetic.
Yeah.
Like he did that just so he could feel obviously
Yeah.
better. Yeah, I'm number 2. No, you're not. No one gives a shit about you. They put
Yeah.
you on water missions. You could talk to fish. But like the part where he's like talking to the lobster, he's like, I got you, man. Hey, grab that one. And the guy stabs the lobster and he's like, no.
Every time he try, are we trying to rescue the fucking dolphin?
And the dolphin was like, touch my blowhole. He's like, oh man, I don't want to. The dolphin wanted him to like fuck it or something, and then it
Like,
flies
this
up.
is not the time. Yeah, that show was
Then
funny.
he had to slam the brakes. I'm like, oh no.
Yo, this show was so good.
Like it's so funny. You're laughing at this guy be completely pathetic, and you can't help but like to me he was like the Theon of the group.
yeah, that's exactly
Where
what
it's
it
like
is.
you're a terrible person, but at the same time, it sucks to be you, man.
I can understand what made you this way.
Even when
Right?
like he's just like, oh, I found it. Oh, like a friend of mine found this at the bottom of the ocean, and like Homelander's like, yeah, like like a goldfish told you about it.
Yeah, Homelander was throwing so much shade, dude.
I loved Homelander though. I love.
He was
Homelander.
easily the best character on the show.
You think so?
I think
I
so.
think so.
There was just something about him, man. When he's in nice Superman mode, you're like, oh wow. When
You know
he's doing
what?
the speeches.
Well, maybe like a more evil version of him is what I wanted to see from what was that movie? With the evil
Brightburn.
Superboy from Brightburn.
Oh,
That's
Brightburn.
what I wanted to see from Brightburn. But well, taken up a notch, of course. But like just him, like he's the fake. How fake he is to everyone else, and how quickly he can switch to his like normal
Yeah.
persona.
Yeah, like he's doing the commercials, or he's like about to cry when he's reading the book, or like,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Get this fucking blanket out of my damn bed."
I'm like, this
The
guy's such an
fucking
asshole.
blanket.
He was, to me, he was easily the best part of the show.
But also, like you see all that, you're like, man, this guy's irredeemable. But then you see the flashback of how he was raised and why he didn't like the blanket.
Yeah,
You know,
and how
the
he's just
scientist-
going off on the scientists.
So it's like
Yeah.
they're all sympathetic, terrible people.
Like he's a
So-
a test baby basically. That's all
Right.
he ever was.
he didn't have parents.
Yeah,
He just
yeah.
Yeah, you don't know where he came from. Like literally just
That was
spawned
probably
out
one of
like-
my favorite things of the show. That they made you ever so slightly at least understand them, like care
Yeah.
about them. Like, oh wow, that's why. Like no one's an asshole just for asshole's sake. Like one dimensional. Like everyone had a reason to be an asshole.
And you can see that like the reason why like he was attached to the government lady. What was her name?
Oh right, yeah, that was like a weird mother figure, but like lust thing. I don't
Yeah,
know. There was some weird Bates Motel shit going on.
Yeah, and obviously it's like he never had like a mother
the mother
figure,
figure.
and
so he was attracted to her.
He was
I
attracted
and
to
that's
her.
why he was jealous of the baby. Like he's
And-
looking at her breastfeeding. He's like, yeah, that could
thought
be
he was
me.
gonna kill the baby at some point in the movie.
I thought for sure.
So you
I
know
didn't
what?
show me.
So you know what I thought happened. I thought
I thought it too.
that the baby was his baby.
Yeah,
thought the baby
I
was
thought the
his.
same thing.
Yeah,
So
because like they're like, oh, because at the end you're like, oh, he didn't tell me everything. I'm like, oh shit. So then that's
baby's
it.
his.
That's his baby, and maybe the baby has been alive longer because it's a fucking super baby. Maybe it ages slower or some shit.
Yeah.
Right. I thought the same thing too, but
Yeah.
I mean,
They
they
completely
they,
changed
they ended
that.
up doing that anyways in a different way.
Yeah.
because that's the after credit, whatever, not after credits.
Yeah,
What- the
obviously,
end.
yeah. Like it's this guy.
Which
That-
is a crazy twist because in the comic, what they said happened actually.
Happened. That's it.
Wait, but did Homelander rape her? That's the part I'm still confused. Did he rape her or did he not
Yeah,
rape
because she was like staring. I mean, you assumed
her? Okay.
Yeah,
they didn't show it, but
yeah. You assumed.
you assume it did
Why
because
did she keep the baby?
yeah, because she was all shaky afterwards or whatever.
I mean, it seems like the baby grew really fast. It seemed like
Yeah.
she had like no choice.
yeah,
like,
she had, it was just growing, and I don't
yeah,
know.
that's the thing. They had to get the baby out of there because it was going too fast.
Yeah. So in the comic, the baby like
All right, so wait, that part confuses me then. If she was raped and why did she leave Butcher?
I guess because the baby was probably going so fast that she like couldn't.
or she just felt guilty. Who knows?
Guilty?
Felt guilty for being raped?
I mean, they'll talk
But-
about
Okay,
it.
I've never been raped, so I don't
the
know.
thing is
but-
like when
They'll talk about it in season 2, obviously, because
But-
they all met.
Yeah, but the way it looks, it seems that like she got raped. Butcher found out later about it, but like it looked like she left like instantly. Like she got
Yeah,
raped.
right after she got raped, she left.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
and
it
it
says
looked
she was
like-
standing at the park for hours, not moving, and then she just walked away, and that was the last he
Yeah,
saw of her.
and then, like-
and she gets picked up by the government.
Yeah, and it looks like weeks later she fucking has that baby. Like it looks like the baby grew so fucking fast
Yeah.
inside of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the comic, pretty much Butcher's like in bed with her, and the baby just rips out of her stomach because that's how fast it grows.
Shit.
And then
So,
he's
yeah.
there with the baby crawling out, laser visioning everywhere, and he just kills the baby. And then he pretty much says, "Oh, I know that laser vision. That's Homelander." So that's his whole vengeance thing.
Oh shit.
So that's the comic. I'm telling you, the comic's brutal.
So she
Fucking
died.
brutal. Yeah, she died, and he killed the fuck out of the baby.
Fuck.
So this is new then. That
Yeah.
what the show's
So when I
doing.
saw that, I'm like, oh, they're referencing it. But the way that they did this, it makes it seem like the baby's still alive. I thought that they were going to make the baby a plot point. I didn't think they were going to make both of them the plot point, like her and the baby. So
Also, you didn't think she was still alive as well?
I didn't think she was alive. I'm like, oh, she's dead. That's kind of weird. But I go, yeah, she's dead. But the baby's still alive. That's why they didn't show the, like how the comic did it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's a weird. That's a.
That would have been gruesome if they showed that on the show.
Oh
know.
man, no.
Yeah, when I read that, I'm like, they're not going to do this.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
even when like
that's
she was
why I
in the
kept
hosp-
asking you guys, did they say what happened to Butcher's girl? And then you're like, no. And I'm like, oh, because they don't have the balls to show it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
gotcha.
even when in the hospital, when like the baby's like you see the blood over the sheet,
Yeah.
and like it's just gush blood, she's
Yeah, it's
fucking,
ripping out, yeah.
intense.
Speaking of the babies, my favorite fucking scene, one of my favorite scenes was when the baby with the laser vision,
Oh, when Butcher grabs the fucking
he
baby
grabs the baby, hold on. Come on, boy.
and using it as a weapon.
Yo, he's slicing their asses up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shit.
That shit was crazy.
Basically, don't make me come back for you.
Yeah, better be a good boy.
Butcher's such an asshole.
Yeah, that guy has no, like,
Gives no fuck. He's vengeance.
he's
Pure-
straight 100% pure vengeance.
Yeah.
All heroes are bad.
I thought he was going to shoot the shit out of what's his chick? Starlight at one point. I'm
She's
like,
bulletproof.
I
I,
mean,
didn't know she was bulletproof
He
until
did
the
shoot
end.
her. He did shoot the shit out of her. Like shot like twice.
Yeah, that's when I realized. I
What's
didn't
that?
know she was bulletproof
Yeah.
until then.
oh, I kind of thought he hit her with a rubber bullet for some reason.
Nah,
and
dude.
I'm like, why would he do that? But yeah,
He shot it twice, and
That's
it was like
legit-
heavy artillery. So
Yeah,
it's
it was a
like
legit bullet.
Nah, I wouldn't. He doesn't seem like the type to shoot.
No,
anybody with a
you're
rubber
right.
bullet.
That was one of the things I was going to nitpick about. That I was going to say, why did he shoot her rubber bullets?
Nah, she
but
was
now that you
bleeding.
guys mentioned that, maybe I read it the wrong way.
no, she was bleeding.
Like
She
he
was
actually,
bleeding?
I think she was bleeding.
They were just like holes and like scorch marks.
So he
on her
shot
thing.
Maybe
she's
they
bulletproof.
Maybe she's bulletproof.
so that makes sense. Yeah, he didn't give a fuck. He was like, "You're talking to this bitch." Boom.
He was ready to kill her right then and there. I think he give a fuck.
yeah, it's always good to have someone in that group, just a straight, hard-headed, just like,
Yeah. Now my favorite scene was the plane scene.
oh my god, yeah.
That shit was. It was heartbreaking. Just
Yeah.
man, Homelander really gives no fucks.
No, and then Maeve's like, but what about the girl? At least two of them. No, they're gonna talk shit about us. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what I was thinking. Damn, if you save them, they're
Yeah.
gonna talk shit. And
They're gonna
Homelander was like,
grow-
nah, we're not doing this
Yeah,
shit.
they're gonna
but,
grow.
but I love how he'll go to her like, don't you fucking grab any. He'll go back. Everything's fine, guys. With a smile.
Yeah,
It's
and,
just
and then he said, "I'll
the-
fucking kill you, I'll laser
Oh,
all
yeah,
of
once
you."
they start trying to grab him, like, oh my god, Homelander's so good. How do you not think he's the best person on
He's
the
the
show?
best character.
I will laser all of you. And if you're like, oh shit.
Like the part.
I like that in the beginning, because remember in the first episode they were like, "Oh, they're all bad, but we got nothing on Homelander. He's one of
Right?
the good ones." And
so
I'm like,
I believe
oh.
that.
And then you see the meeting where they're all talking about like their money and their stocks dropping. He's like, "Guys, let's talk about who you saved today." I'm like,
Right?
I'm
What
like,
is she gonna think of us?
Because that was before I read the comics. So I'm like, oh, he's one of the genuine ones. He's actually a Superman, and I fell for it because the acting's so fucking good.
Yeah.
And in the next episode, it's just like I could do whatever the fuck I want. You're like, oh shit, like holy crap.
The part where like one of those things that like logically like how is he gonna do that? Where she's just like, hey, why don't you just fly into the plane and hold on to it? He's like, I'll fly right through it.
Right through the plane. Why don't you go? What am I gonna stand on here?
Why don't you hold it from the bottom? Like,
When
what do you mean hold it from the bottom?
when he said that, I was like, oh my god,
That shit makes so
that's
much
so much
sense.
sense. What am I gonna stand on? Air?
What have the DC movies been teaching us all this time?
Right. I thought the same thing. I'm like, this is so good.
Yeah, that show's good. What is Superman been doing? He's
What if we
lying
say
to
them
us.
one by one? I gotta fly 200 different times. Get the fuck out of here, Maeve.
I
We
think
gotta leave.
I
He's
think
gonna
he could have
die.
done that though. I think he could have done that. With how fast he
he's
is?
not A-Train. Because
Remember,
remember,
A-Train fast, yeah.
because I don't think he's exactly
You
like how
think
Superman
Superman
is.
speed.
Yeah.
But remember when he was flying around looking for?
Oh, he was pretty fucking fast.
he was
was.
fast. He was fast.
That's true.
But they were in the middle of nowhere.
He could have done it. Dude.
I actually
200
thought.
people? I don't think so.
Now that you mentioned that, for a while I did think that he was gonna race A-Train in the because he's like, oh, I'm not gonna go, and then they're like, oh, you showed up. I'm like, oh shit, is he gonna race this guy and just fuck him up?
I never got.
I got that vibe until the race started. I'm like, oh, never mind.
Oh, you thought the race was gonna be them?
The race, I thought he was gonna jump in and be a douchebag,
Oh, gotcha. I didn't think about that.
but yeah.
That's not me.
Oh,
That's you.
I guess so.
I guess
That's
so.
you. I was like, that's you, man.
Anyways, cool.
I did like A-Train. I wish they would have showed more of A-Train though. Or at least more of him using his speed. They didn't really show it until they showed the race. Well, they showed him blowing up the girl, the race, and then the end.
When
Yeah.
when it comes to characters that are
That's right,
you
at the
can
end.
you can totally sympathize with. I think A-Train is like the out of all the superheroes is one I could.
I don't know. I felt a little something for each of them. Nothing redeemable.
No, but A-Train, I think at least from my perspective, like
Dude, he killed his girl.
he did kill his
He
girl.
OD'd
Murdered
the
the
shit out of
shit
his
out of
girl.
But I think he killed his girl because he knew that if he didn't, like fucking Homelander would have killed her.
Homelander didn't know
No,
anything until he told Homelander.
Homelander was gonna kill him. He was just this self-preservation, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't
wouldn't
like,
kill
oh,
me.
Homelander's gonna kill you. No, he didn't give a fuck.
No, that part where he's like, Homelander's like, I'm always watching you. I'm always
Yeah,
with you.
and he said it nice and slow. I'm always what? I'm like, oh shit.
I got your
could
back.
Tell,
I'm
like,
always
they're
watching.
terrified of
Yeah.
fucking Homelander.
Yeah. I liked. I know you guys had mentioned, and I finally saw the episode. Was where he looks like he's looking at a picture of himself, and you're like, oh, look at this cocky son of a bitch, and he's looking through it to like.
Staring at her.
Yeah.
I'm
was
like,
so creepy.
oh man, that's
Yeah, he's obsessed with her at that point. But it's funny how easily like he turned it off. Like how easily at the end where he was like, you know what? Nah.
Oh, because it was the last straw. You promise you won't lie to me? Yeah. Oh well, died of a miscarriage. This bitch just lied to me 5 seconds after
Damn,
she
once
said
she said that, I was like, oh no, bitch, run. That shit was crazy.
he killed the fuck out of her.
Yeah.
That was a Brightburn kill.
Yeah, that was a Brightburn kill.
And then Butcher was just like, fuck, that's it. I can't. I don't have anything.
Dude,
now.
he straight up went, fuck it. Allah Akbar. And just
Yeah, that Butcher was done at that point.
It's funny that it's like Homelander just saved them like to like rub it in more basically.
pretty much. He's like, you're absolutely useless against me. Like you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Everyone's after you. Remember, at that point, they're all on the run. Like, no one's on your side, and he's just an asshole. Like, he's probably bored out of his mind. He's thinking, this is my plaything.
Yeah.
So to fuck with you even more, let me show that your wife is still alive and the baby is still alive.
The baby's
Yeah.
mine. I fucked her. That's my boy. Like, damn. Especially when he was like really getting, oh yeah, I'm like, fuck.
Does in the comics is there like a kryptonite for him?
Not as of that I know of.
Shit.
Because as of right now, he's just unstoppable.
All right, so he's just unstoppable.
Especially
I
since,
mean, I'm so early in the comics, they wouldn't mention that anyway.
especially since like
I'm sure there'll be a reference to it in the comics.
he's not
but
an
I don't-
alien, so it's like
That's true.
It's a drug.
I was
so-
expecting them to do that twist somewhere in the show, but then when they revealed that he was just like a test tube baby, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. They went that route. That it was like all of the heroes are created by the government or whatever the company.
Yeah, what I
create.
thought it was gonna be like he was an alien and they get everything from
him. I actually thought that too.
Oh, I didn't think that.
I was
makes
thinking
sense.
that it was his blood. I mean, I guess technically maybe it could be.
They can
but
still
I
do
don't
that.
think
They can
so.
still do that storyline. They didn't really say the test tube baby. You just saw him as a baby.
Yeah, I guess technically that could be another twist, but the twist that I didn't see coming was that he was the one that gave the drugs to the other company.
Yeah,
I
to
thought
the
for sure it
terrorists.
was. I thought for sure it was her. Yeah.
I thought it was the company like doing that to like be relevant in
You're
terms
right.
of like
but he's
war.
like, yeah, I did it. I'm like, oh, all
Shit.
right.
Yeah.
They thinking.
This guy's a
But you
mastermind
see,
too.
but you
Yeah,
see
right.
how,
Does it
but
all.
you see how crazy he is, though, like how obsessed he is, and like she was just like,
Sequel after sequel. We get to fight all of them. Like, all right.
Yo, he's like another level of crazy.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, this is gonna backfire so bad.
He is the supervillain.
in the comics, you said that they take Compound V and they like. Get,
Oh yes, so
The
in the
boys.
comics, the boys take Compound V, and they're all powered up. They all have strength and vulnerability. Yeah, pretty much strength and vulnerability.
I liked it's still like the underdog story.
Yes,
And I wanted to stay that way.
I agree with you. I like that it's only the female that has it. That way
Right.
they have their power.
They have like
their
one,
superpower.
yeah.
Yeah, and then everyone else is normal, and they just got to use their brains.
Yeah.
I think the show's gonna stay that route. I don't think they're
No, I
all
want
gonna
them to
soup
get
up.
powers.
Really?
How's they gonna be Homelander?
If they get powers, maybe the last season.
Just throw the female at him.
Shit, she's gonna get obliterated. Did you not see him melt somebody's head?
Yeah.
Maybe the last season did that,
Maybe.
but for like at least a season or two, I still like the whole like we're the underdogs in this.
I did like
I
how
don't-
she broke the fuck out of A-Train's legs. Like
Yo.
At that point, I thought they were just gonna kill him. Like
yeah,
I thought they were gonna kill him too.
I thought so too. I forgot what happened. Why did they let him live? I don't even
they just
remember.
ran off. They
Yeah.
they escaped.
I didn't. Okay, so here's one of my, I guess, my nitpick moments. They did the whole Huey didn't finish off A-Train because he was in front of Starlight. Like that whole, oh wait, the CPR, let me save him type thing. I'm like, man,
It makes sense because he realizes. I feel like he doesn't want to become Butcher.
right.
He doesn't want. Yeah, I think at this point he doesn't want to be Butcher. And
Yeah, 'cause he's already seen it. Especially that was after the conversation with the other boss,
right.
the one that said, "I'm fucking done with you. You got my grandkids killed." Like that's it.
Yeah. Exactly. So he sees what following Butcher gets you.
Yeah.
Butcher's all or nothing.
But you don't. So
It's true.
you understand why Butcher's in it. You understand why Huey's in it. But what happened to Frenchie and
Mother's Milk.
Mother's
They
Milk.
never explain why they're
No, they
there.
didn't explain it yet. And in the comics, as of then, it didn't really explain it either. You just
Yeah.
know it has beef to do with they all got fucked over by a super somehow.
Yeah.
So, but
I was also waiting for like a
'Cause I'm-
flashback of
Because
what
I'm thinking
actually
Mother's
happened.
Milk is like one of his like brothers or sisters. Someone in his family died at the time. Not close. Not on his wife's side. Because his wife didn't want
it could,
nothing
it
on
could
of
be
it.
anything. But it's nice that they didn't cram it all in just yet because I
Yeah.
mean they already did 3 origin stories.
Technically, yeah, you're
Technically, they did the 3 out of the 5. So I mean they might as well save the other 2 for the next season.
True.
It was only 8 episodes total. I mean, it's kind of hard to cram in so much. And we already got to know most of the 7. So there were a lot of characters we got to know throughout these 8
Yeah,
episodes.
they
Yeah.
did a really good job.
Yeah, I feel like most of the characters have been like pretty
Yeah.
well rounded in terms of like
Yeah. What I am curious to see is what made Queen Maeve finally give up. Because obviously you saw that she tried, and then I guess she got with Homelander. And then from there, she just got totally corrupt.
it seemed like Homelander broke her basically.
Yeah. That's
Right,
how I
but
felt.
you don't know what was the moment because in the comics they referenced there was one specific moment that broke her. I almost think that was like the airplane scene. Like maybe they just did that as a reference to it, but I don't know. So I'm wondering they still have more story to go with her.
She's a
to
character
see.
that I can also see going against like the 7 and being like, all right, you know what, I'm on your side.
Yeah.
Because clearly the next season it's gonna be like the boys and obviously Starlight is on their side.
Yeah.
Because after this, like she's done.
That's
like,
true. Yeah,
she-
A-Train straight up was like fucking backstabbing.
he's gonna
bitch.
Yeah.
snitch on her, and he's
Yeah.
not. And she's not really hard.
That's true. He's the only one that knows at this point.
yeah, and he's not dead.
Yeah.
He might not know. He might not remember. Yeah,
He's
fucked
gonna
up.
remember.
That's well, yeah, he could be in a coma now, and then they write him off for half the season or whatever.
He damn near OD'd on
yeah,
what's it called?
Yeah, he OD'd off that compound.
Compound V.
But I also had a feeling they weren't going to kill him because they still have a plot line with his brother going on, especially because they did the whole him running with the train, and the
Yeah.
brother's like, "Oh, I'm done with this shit," and I'm like, "Oh, they're not going to kill him yet because there's still more to that."
There's
and
still
and
more
like you
to
were saying,
that.
every side plot does lead to something, which they all did.
Right.
It's not like Umbrella Academy that had like 10 side plots that went nowhere.
Yo,
Yeah.
now that I've watched this show, that show.
Yeah. So this was good.
Yeah.
And
It-
then the fact that it was only 8 quick episodes,
I mean,
it's like that's perfect.
Even Translucent, he was only in the show for 2 episodes,
And
and
he
you
was-
learn so much about him.
right, he was
Yo,
pretty,
he was so creepy.
Yeah, he was
just
pretty
always
fu-
chilling in the fucking bathroom.
Always fucking naked,
always
jerking it,
naked.
just jerking it.
Yeah, I'm like that's
But I liked him though. Like even for what like little screen time he was, I like his character. Like he seemed very slick, very sly. Like
Yeah.
I can ease my way out of anything, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
yeah, I liked it. All the
had
7,
that-
they're all assholes, but they're likable assholes.
They all had like this kind of arrogant attitude just for being the 7.
The
And
7.
even with A Train, you see how desperate like some of them are just to continue being part
of the
of the 7.
Well, it's also because that's where you get your merchandise rights. That's your trip to being a millionaire, billionaire, or
Yeah.
whatever. Because they make merch of you, and then you get what a percentage? Because they started arguing about how much
Yeah.
percent they make off of the stuff.
movies,
Yeah,
like,
merch,
Yeah.
like everything, TV shows.
And I
Like Mesmer. Mesmer had his own TV show.
Yeah.
which was Haley Joel Osment.
Oh my god, that shit was so weird.
I'm like, oh my god, it's fucking Haley Joel Osment. Look at him. And I'm like, oh, he's gonna be a pretty good character. Nope, his face got fucking caved in real quick. That was one of the scenes where I was like, oh shit, that got real gory all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
Yeah, but Butcher told him.
Yeah, he
Shit.
said.
I wonder, like, since I forgot I was gonna go with this shit. I spaced out,
Terrible.
dude.
I love that the club the superheroes had.
Oh, the sex club?
Yeah, that shit was man. Can
Yeah,
you imagine being a superhero?
That's crazy. Everyone's just doing all kinds of shit. You had the stretch guy like getting head and then he goes over to go and like I'm like, what the fuck?
Yo, all right, they could have done without the stretch guy, the weird religious,
The
gay,
Ezekiel.
but telling everybody else not to be gay stretch
Very,
guy.
Right.
yeah, very like.
Yeah, a little on
Stereotype,
on
yeah.
the nose there. But I mean, it was good because it was all Starlight's story.
That's
Like
true.
like
Yeah.
pretty much showing how corrupt all this shit is.
Like
that
her
she-
life has been.
Yeah, like hey, I grew up believing in all this, and look at it, it's all bullshit.
It's all
so
bullshit.
that added to her snapping out of it. So it
Right.
was all still needed.
Yeah,
Oh, you know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Like, obviously there are more supers out there. They're just not part of the 7. I'm surprised there's not like actual super villains. Like, there's really
I am
like,
surprised it's not super.
that because obviously he makes terrorists like.
Mm-hmm.
Homelander has he made literally like
But you know
soup
what?
terrorists.
I mean,
but why aren't
technically
there
it
makes
natural?
sense.
Technically, they are villains though.
They are villains, but they're not. Like in the public eye, they're not villains. So like someone who superheroes who are like fuck that. Let's steal, let's rob, let's kill because maybe we weren't part of this. We're not part of the 7, or we're too ugly or not like advertised. I would like to
Right.
see that like a
But
group of people-
I also feel that remember all these people were created.
Exactly.
So they were
They have
created.
control over that.
They got to the family like, hey, we're gonna give you all this money if you whatever. So they were specifically chosen. It wasn't like randomly like the X gene in X-Men where
Yeah.
anyone could be it. It was like no, they specifically chose like so they can manipulate them into being stars or something.
And they
Right.
other than
Like even the Catwoman character, she wasn't part of the 7, but she still made movies. Remember, she had a movie with like Billy Zane and everything, so she
Yeah.
still is part
Billy
of the.
Zane.
I mean,
That
she was a
feels so
porn
crazy.
actress.
huh?
Didn't she make porn? Isn't that what she
No,
did?
she had
Oh.
a regular movie, wasn't it?
No, I think it was a regular movie because Billy Zane was in it.
Okay. I thought she
And,
did
and
porn.
Billy Zane playing as Billy Zane because he was at the con.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're right. No, I guess I figured like I get what you're saying, but there's a lot of supers. There's a lot.
Well,
I'm surprised that none of them just
There's
became
however
villains.
many. You don't know how many there are.
But it seems like there's a lot of them. It seems like there's
And the 7
a
are just
ton.
the top.
Yeah, there seems like.
But
there's-
I would, from the looks of it, it seems that after a while their powers decay, or they're not as effective as they used to be, and they need Compound V.
Oh, I mean, I guess that could be.
Because A Train was getting slower, and he needed Compound V to be a little better than he used to be.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I guess it could be. The
you
way
think-
the way I took it as I didn't take it as that he's getting slower. I just felt like he's like, man, I just got to be faster. Like I just got to be
But
because he
his
was
brother
scared.
kept saying like his times aren't as good as they used to be.
Right, but I think that's also because he was running clean. He probably ran on V, and then that's what the
maybe right.
times were. And then he's like, oh, let me run clean. It's like, no, it's not that fast. So
But regardless, yeah, they know everyone who's a superhero because they
Yeah.
created all of these babies, and the only one that wasn't created, I guess, is Homelander's baby.
Yeah.
yeah,
And because when they become superheroes, are all of them infertile?
oh yeah, that's kind of one of the things that
'Cause I know they said Homelander specifically couldn't have kids, or they implied that he can't
they
have
can
kids.
apply.
Right.
Yeah, they didn't really
That-
get too into it, but yeah, that could be one of the things they do.
Yeah, none of the other superheroes were parents.
Yeah, like, hey, you can't make any that we don't allow. I guess that's possible.
That could be control of like their products basically.
Yeah, controller products, right? That's good.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I liked about the show. The show really brought in the whole corporation making money type thing that's realistic.
It adds another layer
Yeah.
of like why they're douchebags because
Right.
like some of them want to be superheroes. Like Queen Maeve.
Maeve in the beginning of
wants to
Starlight
be wants to be a hero, but like the government. I mean, not the government. The corporation doesn't allow it.
Yeah, they give you your scripts, what you got to say, what you got to do.
Yeah,
commercials.
even like when you go out to fight people, like it's also scripted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even A Train, even the Deep. He wants to like save the sea world, the
Yeah.
ocean, and he can't.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I'm
sad.
oh, let me break into whatever they called the Sea World.
Oceanland, I
Yeah,
think.
Oceanland.
Yeah, I was so sad.
Oh yeah, and he said, "Are you done fucking Shamu or go fuck Shamu's blowhole?" That's what Homelander would tell him. Like, man, he's like he really was the bottom of the barrel.
It takes all those like Aquaman is nothing jokes and kicks
Yeah.
it up a notch.
Yeah.
He pretty much was the Super Friends version of Aquaman
Even-
that everyone makes fun of.
Even
like,
the part where like he got essentially raped, I was like, oh shit, like
Yo, that
yeah.
shit was crazy.
yeah, I was like, I see what you're doing here. They did a total 180 on like your finger fucking his gills, like.
Oh, man, I felt so
man.
bad for him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, oh my god! And they made it nice and gross. I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
The point, you guys, the points
did a good
across.
job.
They did a really good job.
Yo,
And he's like, stop, no! And I'm like,
It can happen.
look who's getting fucked now.
Right, Mike? Hashtag me too.
Me,
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
But I mean, that about does it. All the members of the boys were great. Frenchie had like
I think he's my favorite character.
one of my favorite things was the whole metaphor of the Spice Girls. I fucking love that
Yo,
scene.
that was so random.
It was-
and then later on, when they say his wife loved the Spice Girls, okay, whatever. But when he first started talking about Posh Spice and Scary Spice, I'm like, what is he
What's
doing?
Scary
right now?
Spice up to? What about Posh? They're all rubbish. But when they're together, they're the Spice Girls, mate. And then Frenchie, she's a Spice Girl.
Like, why do you know so much about the
That's
Spice
no
Girls?
Spice Girls, mate.
Yo, that shit was so random to me. Of all people, the Spice Girls?
Yeah. But yeah, as soon as they said, they're like, that's why he said it. Because you're
It
thinking,
makes
this
so much-
fucking no bullshit badass.
He's randomly monologuing about this one girl group.
What
That's
did he
crazy.
do before all this?
I don't
Was he
know.
part of the FBI?
I don't remember. Yeah, something government related. I don't remember.
I thought he was
Because
part of the
his
FBI.
wife was part of advertisement for Homeland.
Right. She was she was part of the group.
For social media.
But
Company.
yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they'll get more into
But
it.
yeah, Frenchie is my favorite character. I just
He was good.
I
Yeah.
liked him. It just like everything about him. He was cool.
Nah,
Yeah.
Homelander was by far.
He's definitely the best character, Homelander.
No,
sure.
for sure.
He just had like so many layers, man. That dude was like,
there were so many layers.
and he was
the
great.
asshole. He was creepy, but he was the
Yeah.
hero that like the world depended on.
Yeah. I loved him when he was in Superman mode. I loved him when he's in fucking crazy mode, creep mode. I'm like, this guy's got it. This actor needs to do more shit. He's doing really good.
Yeah.
What would you guys want for season 2? I guess since like
I don't know. The way they kind of threw a wrench into it, I'm like, oh shit. Because the comic seems to me like it's almost like a villain of the week that they kill or beat up. And this did not go that route at
No,
all.
thank God.
It was
I hate
very.
villain of the week.
I agree. I'm glad that I think the show is. By the way, the show is way better than the comics. So definitely, But yeah, I have no idea what they're gonna do. No idea.
yeah. I mean,
honestly, I have no idea.
I think they would have to kill off the wife. Like just him.
I mean, honestly, we don't know.
I
I thought they
can't-
would. I thought
yeah.
they would have killed off A Train at the end of the season. Honestly.
Yeah,
But they gotta
just
say
can't-
that for Huey's.
I just can't. I can't see being. I can't imagine Butcher being alive and the wife being alive and they're together like running away or something.
No, they're never getting together again.
No, I think
She's been gone all the time and they say shit to him.
Right. No, he's done with her. Like, he's going to be like, fuck you, bitch. Like, in his vengeance mode, he's not going to, like,
yeah. Maybe she was afraid, or maybe the government
yeah.
like.
I just want to see what Homelander's doing.
But, like,
He's just
corporation.
rubbing his face in it. And what are they going to do with the kid? Like, there's a lot of plot points that I have absolutely no idea where this is going to go. It was
Yeah, I'm excited to see it.
that was a
Yeah.
great way to end it because I was like, oh, shit.
What's gonna happen next?
Yeah, I really did not expect this. And I like that.
I could totally see it being like the show in general, like the boys,
Oh,
Queen Maeve, Starlight against
you
like
know what they might talk about a little bit? They mentioned that A-Train and Mesmer were part of like another team, and that is the Teen Titans group in the comics.
I do hope they introduce. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna introduce more superheroes, but yeah, more of the groups too.
Yeah, like the separate, right?
Yeah.
I forget what they were called.
Because the 7 is the main group, but they had other groups.
right.
And they mentioned Tech Knight, which is like the creepy Batman character that loves fucking things, like anything.
I hope they don't do that
They,
for him. In the show.
they probably will. I mean, they probably won't go as far as
He's in the
comics.
7, or he's in,
No, he's
he's
not part of the
because
7.
in the 7 he
Oh,
leaves
he's
7.
not
Yeah,
part of the
He's
7.
not part of it.
he gets
Yeah, he gets kicked out.
for
But
fucking something.
the Deep mentions his name. Someone else mentioned the name. They said Tech Knight. I'm like, oh, okay. So he's in there. He's in the universe. They just haven't brought him up yet.
Yeah.
They're definitely saving it for season 2. Like I said, there was a lot of characters introduced in this season. I think I'm glad that they
So
didn't
then,
add
who is
more.
Black Noir?
I have no idea.
Who?
Oh, who's he supposed to be a parody of?
Yeah,
Shit, I
he
have
seems
no-
like Batman.
So in the comic they beat up like villain soups.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm
They are
surprised
super.
in the show there not any villain soup.
Well,
Yeah,
But-
they had one called Swing Wing, which is pretty much Nightwing. And he's like, one of his scripts was that he goes to like gay groups, but he's not really gay. And then in the comic, like a gay guy hits on him and he accidentally throws him off a building and kills the guy by accident. So the boys go after him. So it's like,
Oh, the boy. I thought you meant like the regular superhero grab.
no, the boys go after him. The superheroes don't care as long as it doesn't make the news. So,
Oh, okay, so they are villains though, or they're just regular soups that just get away with shit.
no, there's soups that get away with it. Get away with stuff.
see.
The
But they're
boys
not
are the
villains.
police force.
Yeah,
No, they're
but
not villains.
They're not villains. That's what I meant. Like, I want to see like villain soups that are actually like.
Oh,
causing-
I got you.
Causing mayhem and like breaking shit just because like fuck the 7.
Just because they're going the government route, I don't think that they're doing
Yeah,
that.
because they need a villain, and the 7 is the villain. So
Yeah.
I get it. But yeah, overall good show.
Mhm.
Recommend it to anybody and everybody.
Definitely. Absolutely.
All right, guys. I'm glad you guys stayed for that episode of Popcorn Heroes, and we'll be back soon with another show. Catch you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'll try.